Camera right here? Word. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of Show and Tell After Dark, where we talk about all things art, all things music, all things Boston. Tonight's episode will be about moms. Looking forward to it.
Single mothers, the single mothers panel. To start off, I obviously am not a single mother. I was raised by a single mother. My sister is a single mother, so this conversation is kind of near and dear to me. Can I just get everybody to start off this conversation? It's like who you are and what your parental situation is. Did we just get most?
Nah, yeah, you're good. What it do? Come meet the family. It's your boy, Most Generous, artist, producer, actor, the whole nine, the whole shebang. You already know.
Oh, that was it. That was it. Say okay.
All right. I'm Niviana. I go by Skies High. My Skies High always elevated in consumption and spirit. That's it. I'm a multi-purpose artist. There's no limit. Skies High.
Wait, what's your, kids?
Yeah, I got 3 kids. The single mother's panel, right? I got 3 kids, 3 girls. They my world. No boys, not yet. I mean, God gotta send me a man first. That part. You heard me?
That part. My name is Cricket Smith. I am the real Cricket Smith on Instagram. I have one son. He is almost 2, and then we have another baby on the way.
Shit, cooking.
I'm cooking, baby. I am not a single mother, but people around me, and I have family members and sisters that are, so definitely have firsthand experience with that.
My turn.
Your turn, baby.
All right. What's up? It's your girl Chinks. Entrepreneur, viber. I don't know. Just be chilling. I am a single parent. It's bittersweet, but
I like that bittersweet.
I love it. You know. I think that's it for me right now.
Hey y'all, I can't see the camera. This light is blinding the shit out of me.
Lights is
So
blinding,
I'm just
baby.
looking wherever. I'm Capella Ariga, and I'm a single mother of a baby girl. She will be 2 in December.
So, first question is, what is a single mother? Like, what does it mean to you? Because sometimes people say that if the father is giving some type of assistance, then you're not really a single mother. But what does being a single mother to you mean?
Okay. My oldest is 21. Single mother. And I have a 16-year-old, soon to be 16-year-old, and 11-year-old. And single mother is defined as you are living in the house, spending the most time with these children singly. All right? When my bills are due, I singly pay them to keep the roof and the electricity over these kids' head. When I go to the food market, I go singly with my children. When I go wash clothes, I go singly and wash clothes with my children. So yeah, single mother. Just because the parent is around doesn't mean they're active. If they're not showing up at the breakfast parent-teacher meeting like I did this morning, singly, you are a single mother. It doesn't matter if they're there. I don't get child support. Even if you get child support, you're still a single parent because the court made him do it. He's not actually there to just provide on his own. I provide for my children singly. When I'm at work, I'm there for them to keep everything alive. Okay?
How about you? What does it mean for you to be a single mother?
A lot of strength. I feel like being a single mother, like I said before, is very bittersweet.
What's the bitter and what's the sweet?
The bitter is start with the worst. The bitter is basically, just knowing that you got to do it on your own and facing like whatever life throws at you by yourself, handling the situation. But the sweet part is, for me, is like knowing that what comes with it and knowing I did that and knowing that I'm putting that effort in for my kid.
I did that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, You know, I don't. Like I was telling Capella, like I'm not mad at the situation. I just kind of like deal with the cards that are handed to me. I don't really necessarily blame the father of my child. I understand like the background, how he grew up, and like it's a mental thing. He's mentally not ready. I mean, I was telling her, I was like, no mean to be TMI, but I was sexually active like at 15, and then 3 years later I became a mom. So I had small knowledge of like what I was getting into and what I was doing, and also not really truly understanding the true meaning behind being a parent, how that changes the domino effect of it.
Right.
It did definitely made me grow up very fast. I had to pick up stuff that most of my friends were, you know, chilling, going to college, having fun, partying. I'm over here changing diapers and rocking the baby to sleep at 18 years old, trying to figure it out. But she made me. I feel like having a kid, especially at a young age, it either makes you or break you. And unfortunately for her dad, it broke him in a sense, because he wasn't looking at the glass half full instead of half empty.
Yeah.
And for me, I was just like, you know what, two parents can't fold. One of them got to pick it up. So
That part.
Right. Oh, so
it is what it is.
all right. So you talked about the bitter aspect, but what about the sweet aspect? Like, what are some of the blessings and the things that you were able to experience in a positive way regarding motherhood?
Yeah, the maturity, you know, just taking up on things that quicker than
Mike?
most others, taking up on things quicker than most than other people, and just kind of just ascending my mindset to like a way to make sure me and her are secure in a way. So it was sweet, like just being able to grow, like understandable.
Like she said, she did that. You did that. You did that. Nobody did it but you. That's
You
it.
did that part. Yeah.
Going into this conversation, I want to talk about some of this.
Wait, Cap didn't go.
It's fine. Go ahead.
You sure?
He won't let it do your thing, boo.
Okay.
My fault. Sorry. Some of the things I wanted to talk about was some of the stigmas of like being a single mother. What are the struggles that some people don't often like appreciate about single motherhood? And Capella, if you could start it off.
I'm thinking.
Oh.
You said what are the stigmas?
I said, what are some of the struggles that also the stigmas? What are some of the struggles that people don't often appreciate about single motherhood?
The struggles that people don't appreciate or acknowledge.
Either one.
Okay. So I don't really think that they need to. I don't think they need to. I think that being a parent in general, and I'm going to say parent for the rest of the night because I feel like I no longer like own or wear single mother as a badge of honor. That's not a part of me anymore. You know, I don't choose that reality. Like single mother, like it's a strength. I wear it as a badge of honor. It's not a thing for me. So what I will say is like being a parent in general, it's a self journey. You know what I mean? Like it's for you. The person who's a parent, it's for you. So I love what Chink said about, you know, if one parent folds, the other person has to pick up that slack. It's a choice. You know what I mean? So like I chose to make certain sacrifices and decisions for me and then for my child, for the betterment of us as a collective. But I don't think that people need to acknowledge or see or clap or snap for anything that I'm doing as a parent because that's my duty. So like that's not, I mean, as far as like stigmas and stuff, people talk. that's what people do. You're doing good, yay, oh my God, you did that. You're doing bad, oh my God, you a bad parent. So it's like, why am I gonna conform to the stigmas or opinions of others? I think it's not necessary to look external, to look outward. You know what I mean? It's more about an inward journey and what's happening in my household for me and my family. You know.
Can I ask you like a follow up? Because I was talking to my sister about this, and she was saying that like, per that question, where like what like goes unnoticed or the struggles that people don't often like kind of acknowledge. She said that like time and consideration. Also, people say that like you can't be out late, you can't relax if you're a single mother because there's a stigma there. It's like, oh, you're a mom, well, you got to take care of your child. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have time to go out to the club. And I think that's something that she told me that she was very frustrated that people were talking about.
You gotta let 'em know.
When I first became a parent, I was like 15 years old. So I did put her first a lot, like her first. And then as I grew older and matured, I knew I had to put myself first.
Yeah.
And when I went to hang out, it was like 2 to 4 hours. Maybe you hang out and you go right back home. I do me. And the older they are, the easier it is now. Be like, I'm going out, or I'm working late, or I'm doing an overnight shift. And I don't care what nobody else says, because nobody pays our bills. Nobody runs our household. Nobody's in our household. Each household is different. Not one household is the same. We all parent different. We all do things different. We might dine different in our house. So at the end of the day, what I do has no concern with you or them. Not you, but them.
Yeah.
You know, like what I do, if you see me out, just know I'm enjoying my life.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Sky wholeheartedly. I feel like to your sister, may the Most High be with her, and I hope she watches this episode to let her know, like, not for nothing. Ooh, the shit I heard even from my own mom when I got pregnant, and I got pregnant at 20. I had Sav at 26. So, like my mom was like, oh, like it's all about her. Your life revolves around her. And even people like, oh, you got a child now, like your life stops. And no, baby, like I like this.
It just begun, honey.
And like not for nothing, Sav literally was an enhancement. Like I feel like she changed my life in so many like ways that it wouldn't have changed had I not had her. Just like spiritually, you know what I mean. So I feel like, shit, I'm going out after this, so it's just like
Hell yeah.
So it's just like, I feel like it's perspective. It's literally perspective to like let your sister know it's mindset. It's a mentality thing. I could have took what my mom said and ran with that shit. Like, yup, you right. It's all about Sav. Like I had to put all my dreams to the side. No, like I it's about me, and it's about she can't live a quality life if she doesn't see her mom living a quality life.
Part.
You know what I mean? So for me to just put all my dreams on the back burner and my healing and everything I got going on, dating and all that shit, for me to just brush that under the rug, and she's growing up and watch, she's like, damn, Ma, you don't do shit you used to do. Like, what happened? Right. You know what I mean? And now she's lagging behind me, and it's that type of like mentality where it's like, we gotta get it out the mud together. It's like, no, like, I don't choose that life. I don't choose it. Like, it's hard. I'm not gonna hold you. It's hard, but it's not impossible.
That's right.
That's true. I just think that there was a big point in the internet when it was like, there was Kevin Samuels, and then there was like other podcasts like Fresh and Fit, where people were just like super bashing like single moms. It made me very like uncomfortable. And
F the internet. F the internet. Internet ain't real life. But this is real life.
But I think it's getting a lot of views, and it's just got a lot of people are watching these things and reflecting these ideas. Did you not notice that, like, when it was big on the internet, though? When it was
the internet.
They try to say, like, most single mothers specifically, it's usually, like, and the Kevo Samuels aspect, like, it's our fault, in a sense.
Yeah.
I was following Kevin Samuels at one point, but I'm half and half with him, but,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. God rest his soul. But, I'm not into all that. I think, everybody's situation is different. So you can't just say blame it all on the female. Although I'm not gonna lie, I have witnessed females make it hard for men, which forces them to be a single mother, but on their fault, you know, pushing the man away. And then I also see like my situation where men just don't see the importance of being in a part of their kid's life because they're not mentally there. I also do think, back to what you were saying about acknowledgement, to like with statistics and whatnot. I want to say the most important critique or feedback is from my kid. Like if nobody, if my mom, my dad, anybody, my family member, my friends, anybody can say anything about me, but as long as my kid know that I'm doing good, she's good, I don't care about anybody's opinion. Honestly, she's not complaining, I'm not either. So.
I definitely run everything by Aaliyah. I run it by everybody else, but like even the post, like, cause I advocate for body positivity and self-love and all of that, and I'm a nudist, and I'll show her a picture, and I'm an artist, like all around artist, like spoken word, everything. Like I paint everything, but I run everything by her when it comes to my body art. Like I say, hey Aaliyah, you think this is okay for the internet? And she'd be like, yo, that's beautiful. Like post that. And I'm like, okay.
And she's an artist too.
And she's an artist too. I think all my kids are artists, no matter what. They come from me. Master Peace says that, but I always make sure, like, no matter what, I put them first during the day, and I do mommy at night. Like, you know, like, let me get my kids out the way. We did apple picking growing up. The older they get, the harder it is to do these things, but growing up, they did it all. And I made sure I gave them their time, and then later I had me time.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's beautiful, sis. Balance is everything.
And also, too, I don't think, from a man's perspective, it's like you will never know what it's like to be a single woman. So it's not like your opinion is automatically valid, but it's automatically invalid. But on top of that, there are different types of single moms. Like people, I feel like they don't understand like your situation. He's mentally checked out. I have a friend who's a single mom. She's been my best friend since 3rd grade. She's a single mom because her boyfriend passed away. You know, she didn't choose that for herself. And there's, you know, situations where sometimes the mom isn't mentally there, but still loves and wants to take care of her kid. And the father is like, I'm not doing this, but I'll still be there for the child. Right. There are different types of single parents, and each situation is unique. And don't judge it because you will never know it, period. Right.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. Just piggybacking off of that to close this segment before you go into the next question. I feel like when now that it's coming full circle, when someone hears single mother, it's like, oh, like struggling, poor, like this, like it's so negative. It's so negative, but I'm happy. I am happy, and I have a co-parent that is active 100% in Savannah's life, and I have a tribe, I have support, I have a fit, like I'm abundant right now. So I feel like when I tell someone, like, you know, a random shit like, oh, you're a single mom, I'm like, yeah, I'm a single mom. In their mind, they're like, oh gosh, this is baby father John had a hat, and it's like, you know, those are the stigmas. Bringing it back to that question, those are the stigmas, because I've had it said to me before, but like to me, just like Cricket was saying, I'm abundant and I'm a happy single mother. There are different types of single mothers. There are those who, because I chose. I'm not going to hold you. I chose. So there are those who choose and there are those who don't, you know?
Yeah. That actually is a terrible statement. Like, oh, you're
it is.
Obviously, you must be this and you must be that.
It is.
That is pretty terrible.
I actually read it was what do you call? I guess it was like a research thing, but I don't know how to say it. But it was basically saying that women who are single parents and can provide financially for their kid, they're happier being in that position than they would be if they were with a husband or with a partner. Because whenever you have a partner, not only are you considering yourself and your kid, but you're considering them. Did I clean up after myself? Did I cook? Did I clean? It adds an extra layer of stress that you wouldn't have if you were able to do everything by yourself. Because as a mom, you get into a rhythm. And once that rhythm starts to flow, like little things, like sometimes dating could fuck up that flow.
Yeah.
You know? So once you get into a flow and a rhythm of being a parent, like that's all you need. Yeah. That's all you need. A routine.
I wouldn't advertise being like, oh, you would be happy as a, like, you know.
That's what the research said. That's what the research said.
You know what I mean? Because I think but I do think like support is like a big thing. Like, you know, like if you don't have family support and you're a single parent, you know what I mean, like things get crazy hard. If you have you can not have anyone to watch your kid. You cannot have who's doing this? Who do you talk to? Right. You know what I mean? Like that can always add to your mental stress. So like doing things on your own, I understand like you get independent and like, you know, it feels good to like be independent, but like sometimes when you don't have support, it can add on to your mental stress, and that will add on to how you treat your child, how you raise your child. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's the right way to go about things.
Whenever you're financially secure, there are such things as even I did it. I was like, you know what, let me make my money work for me and hire somebody to come clean my house. Or you have some au pairs, you have nannies. Those are different types of support as well too. Yes, 100% family support would be ideal in some certain type of situations because that's your family. You want your kids to be around your family. You're familiar with that. You feel warm. You're happy with that. But financial support is a great type of support that can offer you diverse ways of taking care of your kid other than just let me have the dad watch him or let me have my partner watch him. It offers you, it gives you options. Financial support, it gives you options. 100%.
I understand that, but if we were like, you know, like our demographic in general, like we're niggas from fucking Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, and etc. Like nobody has like all the money in the world where they can just have all this financial support. A lot of us in these circumstances like rely on family support. You know, so I'm kind of like talking to these people. If we're like having this conversation for people in our demographic, you know what I mean? Like that's probably not a thing.
Definitely don't have a nanny or money for nanny right now. Like ever. I never had money for a nanny. Yeah. But I definitely don't promote be a single parent, but we don't become parents. Most of us women don't become parents to be single parents. Right. You know, like that, like she said, we make a choice or we make it for the better good. Like you wanna be a prime example of being well loved in your household. Yes. So if you're in an abusive situation, emotionally, verbally, or physically, you have to make that stride, like to get out for yourself, to demonstrate love. You want to be in a healthy relationship and growing up and having children young. In my circumstance is like I didn't know any better. All right, I grew up in a one parent household because my father was incarcerated. You know, so I grew up with that. I grew up with when he came out, he was like smacking on my mom's. Then I almost repeated a cycle. Right. So God intervened and said, you know what, we're gonna lock him up. Sad for him, but best for me. Right. Thank you, Jesus. I love you. You know, like, and then the fear of like parenting singly was like a fear of mine. So I didn't get out sooner. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this by myself. But sis, you've been getting it out the mud on your own all this time with a partner. I'd rather be broke all by myself than be broke with somebody. You know, like, so we don't go in it saying, oh, I'm INDEPENT. like, you know, like, we don't go in it to bash men. We don't go in it to be like, I'm good. Like, I got it. But like right now, I got it. I don't need you. I don't need you. Like, what you want? Right. What you want from me? Especially now, like, you know, like, okay, I got rid of them. I've been out of a relationship. He was my last relationship, and that was almost 11 years ago. Yeah. Okay, and it's not because you don't want to be one. No, God hasn't sent me the right one. That's right. You know, like, why are you single? Because God ain't sent me the right one. And most of your men want to be polygamous. And you know, not all of us want to share. So
Trying to give that
that's a whole
community
nother
feel.
segment of question asking. But definitely, like, we don't go in this to be single parents. Most of us don't ask to be single parents.
Yeah.
And most of us didn't know better. You know, like, I didn't know better. I was young. I did it once, got pregnant, was fearful for years. Then I thought I met somebody, oh, he's the one. And then, you know, soon later, the layers peel off and the true colors come out. And as a child, because yes, I was a child at 19. Yes, I was a child at 23. These are all ages I had children at. I was a child. I'm 35 now. I'm finally finding myself. I'm finally free. I'm finally could say, I know who I am. I'm not conforming. You love me. If you like me, you love me. You love me, you like me.
Yes.
If you don't, you're not for me. So it's like, you learn that over the years. And I thought I found somebody, and over the years, it wasn't for me. So now you move cautiously. Yeah, we want help. Hell yeah, we want help. We want a man's presence. We want to show our children love.
Yeah.
We want to have that example of love. But what's the best love? Self-love. And until you find that, don't have children.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
Damn, you look nice. You said
Yes.
35.
I love that.
That's right.
Thank you for that sermon. That was beautiful, sis. I kind of want to double back a bit from Sky's response to Cricket's response, and then if you want to speak, my love. I do want to, acknowledge the fact that Cricket was stating facts, statistics like that she read about. I don't think that was her. I don't think she was advertising like, yeah, you be single. Just to make that clear, because I understand our target audience. You know what I mean? We're mindful of that, but I also want to be all inclusive in regards to the options you have. Just in case someone is watching this from across the world and they're like, well, I got mad money. Let me go ahead and hire a nanny or hire somebody to clean my house. You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring that back so that we understand that, like, that's an option, and like Sky said, just to segue into what she said as well, you can be you'd rather be a single mother, a happy single mother, than a miserable single mother for the sake of your children and yourself. You know what I mean? So like, it's not really about, like, we don't want to advertise that. It's like, these are options that we have as single parents, and as Cricket said, you don't know until you are one. You know what I mean?
Real quick, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I've met so many men in experience of men that are in unhealthy relationships just for the sake of the child, or just because they're fearful of being put on child support. Or I'm gonna make her happy, but I'm gonna be there financially. I'm providing, but guess what? You're missing emotional support. We see you, you're here, but you're not loving on me. You're not caring on me, because your mind and your heart and your soul is not here. You're not in this relationship. You're just here because of the sake of the child. And the women could feel that. And that's when the nagging and come along, and then you're unhappy and you're miserable, and then now you have a baby mother. You don't have the mother of my child. Now you have a baby mama. And you could have avoided it by just, like, being truthful and real, like, for the sake of the child, let's just co-parent. But no, you want to pretend you're in a relationship, and then that's when things start falling apart.
Best for the child, though, like, just to have
a 2-parent household? No, because don't you want your child to grow up in love, grow up in freedom, grow up in, like, carefree, like, loving situations? It's not. You're pretending. You're showing them fake circumstance. It's not real. And then they were gonna fall for that later. They're gonna fall for what they see at home.
You know what? I kind of want to jump into that too, because in a way, like, growing up, my parents, they're Nigerian, so, like, my mother had to help my father get over here, and then eventually, they had us, the 5 of us, but eventually they didn't like each other. Like, it was just a lot of shit to unpack that I found out at like 16, 17 when I was living with my father in Florida. And like, that's when we found out that everything was just like a sham. Like, they was like
a sham.
They really but they had to, both of them were amazing parents, they had their good sides, they had their bad sides, but both of them made us. That's right. Both of them like what they taught us, how they taught us, even just like the things that they would have to discipline us, things that they would have to kind of get us prepared for.
That's right.
Even though they didn't do that much of a bad job, they didn't do much of a good job as well. We're still here. That's all we're thankful for. But at the same time, like at that time, I started to realize, dang, like this is. I thought we were like really like a happy family, you know, just like kind of like split everything up. You know what I mean? So I was like, have you ever felt like even yeah? Have you ever felt like some of your parents, how you say, like downfalls, yeah, like have you ever felt like some of your parents' downfalls impacted the way you are now and how you parent?
Most definitely. Like, man, I was actually gonna go back to saying something that you said, but you can jump on that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I do feel like some of my parents' downfalls impacted me for sure. There was a lot of things that my parents missed out on on us growing up because of their own personal lives. I don't blame them either, because they're learning just like me.
Right.
But I just try to take those downfalls that they experience to switch it up, flip it, to become a positive, so I can teach my daughter or my future children to not do that. Same like with me. Like, mistakes I made, I want to make sure embedded in my daughter's head or in my future children's head, like, this ain't the way to go.
That's right.
Just to be happier. And going back to what you were saying, Sky, about like you mentioned about co-parenting. To be honest, I don't have this little thing, like, because my daughter's father is in and out, like, he's not mentally there to be like a real consistent dad. Like, he had this thing where he'll like buy her clothes or a big bag of clothes and presents for her birthday or for Christmas, and that's really the only time he'll see her. And it's just like, I'm working my ass off 9 to 5, going to appointments, taking her to school, picking her up, making her food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and she gets a big smile on her face because you're bringing her presents and clothes. And it's like, what am I, shit? Like, so I made a decision. Like, I was like, you know, he can't financially help me day to day. He just want to pop up and be superhero on certain occasion. I'm like, man, you gotta get it together, because like I can't just have you in and out of her life. And and you know, like it's a complication. That's where the
resentment comes from with him. Like, oh, that's not fair.
Yep.
You know, but how old is your child?
She's gonna be 8.
She's gonna be 8. I say, give it some time for her, because it all shows. They grow up and they start realizing. And don't ever feel like that. Like, oh, you bringing gifts and she get this big old smile, but you're giving emotional support. You're giving that love. You know, you're giving all that. She'll realize that later. Let him do his thing. You know why? Because anything he does is extra. Right. So anything he does is extra. Thank you. You know, thank you. But at the end of the day, don't be resentful. I pray to God, and this is gonna be funny. I pray to God to be a better bitch, not a bitter bitch. Right. And when they were smaller, every day I was doing the same, hustling, bustling. I'm from the hood. I'm trying to get out. Yeah. I'm trying to show my kids the world. That's why every move I make is intentional. Right. And it's blessed. Right. But what he's doing and not doing is just like what he does. Thank you. Because he could be doing nothing, you know, like absolutely nothing. I have one child who has no father figure. The other 2 have their parent in and out, just like you. Yeah. Going to get bundles from somebody who's like, what they call them, when a booster. Yeah. He buys shampoo and conditioner and soap, all that from Boosters.
That's exactly
drops
what.
Off the load. Like,
crazy part. Got tags on it, repeated clothes, like looking like you done stole. Like,
bro, we need another. If you're listening, bro, we need another booster package soon, okay? Because a girl's trying to catch up on bills right now. We're not trying to be homeless, all right? All right.
Let me piggyback off that, because that is true. Because I would see my father like maybe every other month, and stuff like that. And it'll be nice to see them. But it's
Right.
like dessert. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, you
right.
really enjoy dessert, but like you realize that like the main course is what you really love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I know that like it took me time to realize that like I was excited to see my father because I didn't get to see him often,
Yeah.
but I realized how much my mom is like my rock.
That's
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
That's right. For me, I identified with what you said most whenever you said you realized some things in your life was a sham. I have a sister I'm 30, my sister's 25. Growing up, my parents, they ended up divorcing, and after they divorced, me and my sister, it's 6 of us. I'm one of 6. I'm the third. And my sister, we would go with my dad. And my mom would be like, okay, Crick, you and Aaron, get ready to go. You're going to go with your daddy for the weekend, right? So when we would go out, people would be like, oh my God, my dad's name is Irvin and my sister's name is Aaron. They would be like, Aaron, you look just like Irvin. Y'all look just alike. And I would think to myself, damn, why don't they say that I look like him? And it wasn't until I was like 12 years old that I realized that that wasn't my dad. And even to this day, we've never had like a official conversation about it because my dad, and I call him my dad because he is my dad. You know, when I have my son, he came. Anything that I need, he comes. If I was to call him right now, Daddy, I need you. Can you come? He would come. And after that, I got a stepdad. And my mom and my stepdad have been married for a long time. But my stepdad is white. And, right.
Plot thickens.
And growing up down south, like, as an adult now, I realize, and my stepdad took care of us. My stepdad was a great stepdad. But also, too, I realized that there's a difference between a stepdad and your mom's husband, you know? And again, I love my stepdad to death, but I see and I understand now the importance of having a father, because I didn't meet my real father until I was literally like 21 years old. So I have 3 father figures in my life. One that's kind of in and out. One that is there when I need him. And another who's cared for me off of the strength of my mom. And my mom's care. Right.
Yeah.
If she was to say, if my mama, put it like this, if my mama would have treated us like shit growing up, he would have too. You know?
Yeah.
But since she cared about us and she cared for us, he kind of, and I don't care what nobody say, men, and my mom said this all the time, men do what they see women doing. You know? So at the end of the day, again, because she loved us, he supplemented that love and did what he needed to do for us. And I appreciate that. But it's never really what you seem until you actually grow up and you start to experience it yourself.
Yeah. And I just want to thank my brother and my uncle for being the best father figure, father
what's
figure
up.
to my daughter, because she needed that. And I appreciate y'all.
That's what's
I
up.
actually wanted to dive a little bit into your situation. I had a question. And maybe asking you how you kind of dealt with it. What do you do when you realize the father of your child is like either negligent or doesn't want to play, you know, a role? Like if we were giving advice to other people in this type of situations, like what do you do in those situations?
I want to be honest. At first, it was really hard. I used to get frustrated a lot. I used to send text messages like, "Why are you like this?" Trying to get him to open his brain to make him understand. But I realized I can't. Like, it's his time. It's up to him. He has to go through certain things in life for him to open up to see like how important the creation he made. And to be honest, recently he just made another kid. So it's like you're putting yourself in this again. Like
the
you're
nerve.
okay.
The audacity.
This
But the other kid might be a blessing to your daughter, because it might open him as he had his second child at a different age.
Yeah.
It might open his eyes of the responsibilities.
And it's a boy too.
That he
so it's
has,
like-
yeah.
But
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't know. It could. We'll hold. That's what I'm saying. We'll see. But the advice I give to people who could be in my situation is just still do you. Still do you. Be the best person. Be the best parent you can be, and just pray for that person to be a better parent. And if they can't, they can't. Like y'all said, like eventually your kid will see who was really there. But I just say, don't be bitter, don't be nasty. Just if you can, try to like drop some gems on them so they can just understand. But I feel like being nagging and disrespectful and just calling them a deadbeat, all this stuff is just never gonna help. It's just gonna make them feel lower and not motivated to do anything. So it's just really pointless. Just
And it probably
The
wouldn't be
path
good
of
for your
least
mental either.
resistance. That's the way to go.
You might feel good in the moment calling them a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Facebook,
You piece of shit.
I really never felt the need to do that whole social media thing, because at the end of the day, if you do that, you're letting everybody else in the world know that you're home and happy. Your situation's fucked up, and it's like
energy.
it's not necessary.
It's very common. Like I've seen like a lot of people do it. I think when I was talking to my sister about this conversation, she said she used to do it, and then she said she realized that like, you know, why even put that out there? And everyone on social media loves negative posts. They use you as like Netflix. You're like, you know, they're watching the series. Like, oh,
Season
what's going on in this person's life?
Season
you know
4.
what I mean?
Twitter is worse. Yo, Twitter is worse, bro. It's so worse. Like this is kind of like random, but not really. Like so, like R&B PNB Rock. You know what I mean? He got killed. He was literally at Roscoe's. He was eating with his wife, I mean, girlfriend, baby mothers, whatever. That because the way the media made her seem, the media is so trash, and on top of that, just like everybody just blaming her for his death, as if he's not a celebrity, as if she didn't pull the trigger. So everybody's blaming her, but not the people who killed him, and it fucked me up because it's like, damn, like this has been a recurring thing though.